Hello, everyone. Dr. Yonit Arthur here. You are on the Steady Coach, and I'm here with another unedited video to answer an important question that comes up frequently on my YouTube channel. And that question is, can I still recover from chronic dizziness even though I have ear or nerve damage? And this refers to a wide range of diagnostic names including vestibular neuritis, labyrinthitis, unilateral hypofunction, unilateral ear weakness or one sided weakness, peripheral vestibulopathy, and more. All of these diagnoses essentially refer to the fact that your brain is getting less information than it should from your inner ear, either due to damage in your inner ear, due to an issue with your nerve, or some other cause that's preventing that information from the vestibular system in your ear from getting to your brain. So, why does this cause dizziness? This causes dizziness, and it's expected to cause dizziness because your brain normally expects both ears to send it information. Under normal circumstances, your ears function as a push pull system. In other words, rather than rely on information from just one ear or the other ear, your brain actually compares the information from both ears to determine how quickly you're moving, the direction you're moving in, and how you're oriented in space. So when one ear suddenly has a change in function, or the brain is getting less information from one side than it's expecting, this throws its predictions way off. And as we've talked about extensively on my channel, your brain doesn't just take in information, interpret it, and then give you information about what to do next. It actually makes predictions about what it expects to happen. And that's how it makes determinations about what's actually happening. In other words, if your brain's expecting one thing and it's getting a lot less than that, it's going to be very confused about what that means. This causes dizziness. This is expected to cause dizziness. But I'm happy to tell you that when this happens, the brain is really smart and can adjust its predictions. So even if the ear is permanently damaged and permanently gives your brain less information than the brain originally expected from it, very quickly your brain is going to recalibrate. It's going to learn that that ear or that side is giving less information than it expected, or even no information. And the brain will be able to adjust its expectations accordingly and use the other ear. Now, or actually, I should also mention here, it may use other senses as well to substitute in. So, this process of adaptation or habituation or substitution, those are all three things that happen during this process of your brain getting used to having less function on one side than it used to. It typically happens in under 3 months. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than that, but around the 3 month mark, we expect people to stop feeling dizziness, although it may take a little longer than that to restore full function in the person's ability to balance. So, when that doesn't happen, when someone has persistent dizziness symptoms beyond that 3 month point, we're not really looking at a situation where it's that weakness or that damage to the ear that's causing the symptoms. At this point, what we're looking at is a problem with the brain not updating its predictions as it should. And to illustrate how good the brain actually is at adjusting its predictions, even under extreme circumstances, I would like to show you one of the imaging studies done on one of my friends. So I'm going to share my screen here. And here it is. Okay, so this image was taken of my friend. And as you can see over here, on the right side, we have a big tumor. Okay, this is a type of tumor that was growing on her vestibular nerve. And interestingly enough, she was not having dizziness. That's not what actually brought her into the physician's office. But as you can see, the tumor was successfully removed. Unfortunately, in the process, her vestibular nerve was actually cut. So, in other words, that vestibular nerve that the brain would be depending on from that side to give information about her orientation in space, that nerve basically now has zero function. It is no longer sending information at all about what's going on that side. So, in other words, her brain went from having information from both ears to having zero information from one ear altogether. And guess what symptoms she has? None. She has no symptoms. Her brain has compensated for this weakness. In fact, I sent her a text before presenting you with this image, and she told me to tell you that she just got out of CrossFit and there's hope. She doesn't have limitations on her activity. She leads a normal life. She doesn't have dizziness, and she has zero function on one side because our brains are that good at compensating for a weakness in one ear. So if you have a weakness in one ear or a complete loss of function in one ear, or you did have a weakness, that is not the cause of long term dizziness for people. In general, when this is the case, when someone has a peripheral weakness, when someone has an ear weakness on one side and those symptoms persist, we're not dealing with a dizziness problem that's the result of that anymore. We're dealing with a dizziness problem that is the result of the brain not adapting. And I talk extensively on my channel about all the factors that I believe prevent the brain from adapting to this weakness that, again, is very easily compensated for most people, even under extreme circumstances. So, if you have vestibular weakness or had it and you're still having symptoms, it is not necessarily at all related to the original cause of your symptoms. The thing that I often say to people is what originally caused your symptoms is not necessarily at all connected to what's keeping them chronic. And in my opinion, as I talk about elsewhere on my channel, and you're welcome to explore and look at more videos if you're curious, is related to stress and emotional distress. These are the things that keep the brain from becoming more flexible. It keeps the brain in a state of danger and focus on the symptoms, and that keeps the symptoms going. So, to learn more about this, I'm going to post a video in the video description that basically outlines my views on this and the process from start to finish. But I just want to reassure you that if you have unilateral weakness, you can absolutely live a normal life without dizziness symptoms. Okay? I hope that helped, guys. Questions, comments, drop them below. And as always, I really appreciate your support, and it would help me a lot if you could subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends if you found it helpful. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.